The death of Malcolm McLAREN is of course shocking. It's hard to believe anyone so vibrant, so alive could have passed away. It also puts punk rock into sharp focus yet again and pushes it further and deeper into the history books, a strange feeling for something that was so of its moment at one time. McLAREN was arguably the last of the old showbiz managers, whilst also inventing the new breed. He was one, if not the prime architect of the punk movement. He's also an uncomfortable bedfellow in the punk rock lineage. Many people just didn't seem to know where to place him in the history of the form, not realising that without him all the fun and games would never have happened. True, he often overstated his case, but in a weird way understated his own genius. To understand this genius, you'll have to look at the clothes and the ideas of pouring out of the Let It Rock, sex shops, dictionaries, clothes shops in the pre-punk 70s, to realise that what Malcolm and his then partner in crime, Vivienne Westwood, did was create provocative works of art more than clothes. Provocative works of art that challenged everything from the way you thought to the way you walked. They were pushing the boundaries of taste to extremes. Wearing the stuff was asking for it, and asking for it in the mid-70s was heavy. Their clothes were a mixture of fetish wear, firebrand rock and roll originals, quirky madness and pervy danger, as well as a dash of sick and downright nasty. They also looked brilliant and attracted a small coterie of freaks who coalesced as the original core of the punk movement. The idea that clothes could be both sexy and unsettling was genius, and when the Sex Pistols were added as a soundtrack, it changed people's lives, and eventually the whole of the UK. In 2010, punk is everywhere. What was once weird is now a mundane t-shirt. What was once freakish is another celebrity headline. What was once underground is now, for better or worse, mainstream. The situation of Scree and the brilliant pervy imagination of McLAREN are right at the heart of the punk rock movement. McLaren's whole life was a work of art. And the best art creates trouble. It's not comfortable. It's not about sagging into the sofa feeling mildly satisfied. It challenges you to wake up before you are really already dead. The Sex Pistols were the vehicle for his dangerous ideas of sex, style and subversion. Luckily, they also happened to be one of the greatest rock and roll bands the UK's ever produced, with a one-off frontman who was far smarter than needed to be, and whose vulnerability and intelligence added a huge dimension to the battle plan. In 1976-77, the Sex Pistols changed everything. Don't let the history writers tell you otherwise. McLAREN made Britain sexy and exciting when before it had been wall-to-wall denim. His genius was that he realised that music was about so much more than just the music.